is Veronica Wendt. Everybody calls me Vern, as in, you know what I mean, Vern. I am a professor here at the College of Information and Cyberspace. I am in the Cyber Leadership and Joint Education Department, and I've been a professor here for 7 years. I am a former Army officer, so I retired from the Army after 21 years, and I worked as a Signal Corps officer the entire time. So my background is networks and telecommunications and working on computer systems for the Army. My last job was in the Pentagon. Before I came here, I worked on the Joint Staff doing quite a few programs that I really love, like biometrics and information sharing, especially with our coalition partners. And I decided to come here because it looked like an amazing opportunity to expand not only my knowledge, but also connect with people that are really interested in learning. So based on my background in the Army, my area of expertise includes information systems, telecommunications networks, wireless systems. I also love emerging technologies, And then one thing that I've learned here that I've grown to become an expert on is social media. So the two primary courses I teach to the general population are the Emerging Information Technologies course, and I also teach a course called Web-Enabled Government, Facilitating Collaboration and Transparency. For the joint education, I teach two different courses, the Senior Leader Foundation course and the Foundations of Cyber Terrain. So for the Emerging Information Technologies course, we look at technologies that are available not only today, but between now and the next 20 years. So it's an exciting time in technology because it's absolutely, there's so much that's being offered, number one, and there's so many different ways in which those offerings are being intermixed to provide incredible capabilities. So, for instance, artificial intelligence, we've been hearing about artificial intelligence for years and years and years. It's really an exciting time in artificial intelligence because specific things like machine learning, natural language processing, cognitive computing, the ability to use big data and have these huge data sets that we've never had before. And having all of those different disciplines coming together in ways that are really quite effective, again, it's an exciting time. So that's one of the things that we'll be exploring in the Emerging Technologies course. In the Web-Enabled Government course, what we're looking at is how do we interact and how do we use the tools that we have online to interact to make our government a better organization. We've traditionally been doing knowledge management and exchanging of information face-to-face over phones, but now we have this incredible tool called the internet, but also our networks, so that we have the opportunity to even expand on that. So we look at different ways in which we're exploring not only to interact internally as an organization, but to share what we do to the public and have the public interact with us to make government better. Biggest challenge of my job is keeping up with the technology. There's so much going on in the technology world and understanding how it's coming together and what it means to the government worker, whether that be a soldier that's heading out to be deployed to some location, or Department of State worker, or anybody within the government that has an opportunity to take advantage of the technology. How does it apply to them? I would probably go about 30 years into the future, because I think that's a generation and a little bit more than a generation to see what the next generation is doing with technology. And as I mentioned in keeping up with technology, there's so much that's going on right now. There's actually a little bit of chaos that's going on with technology as well. Are we going to become this are we going to be able to use this technology for good and to be able to see how it's matured and how society changes according to how that technology is being used would be really interesting to me. But it would be close enough so that I would still be alive when that 30 years comes forward, so I'd have a glimpse of being able to understand what the future holds. So what I would say to the DL students is you have an incredible amount of expertise and knowledge that you're bringing to the table. And what the DL offers that I think is unique to the DL experience is that exchange of information and knowledge is spread out over 12 weeks. And being able to have that exchange of information and knowledge spread out over 12 weeks really gives you an opportunity to get to know your peers in a way that you may not be able to do in any other experience or environment. So reach out, look for ways in which you can connect with people, and find ways to find the commonalities, because in the end you're here to not only learn but to problem solve, and oftentimes somebody in that class, or obviously the professors and the professional staff, have got some experience on how to help you solve those problems, so take advantage of that.